This is CBS2 News This Morning.
Daniel Penny's police interrogation, newly released video of the Marine vet describing in detail how that deadly chokehold played out.
Plus, congestion pricing revived what was some modifications. Governor Hochul announces a new dollar amount and a new planned start date, but is it really a done deal?
And it's a Class Act Friday. Our Chris Wragge is live from Morristown High School in New Jersey, talking to some bright students dedicated to creating a diverse and inclusive atmosphere. Good morning on this Friday, November 15th. I'm Mary Calvi.
And I'm Cindy Hsu. Welcome to CBS News New York. And as we've mentioned, it is Class Act Friday.
Our Chris Wragge is live from Morristown High School in New Jersey. Over to you, Chris.
Ladies, good morning to you. I hate to say this, but I think this is our biggest and best Class Act yet. Morristown High School here in New Jersey. Good morning. This school is 155 years young, and we're going to highlight the history of this school. What a great student body, what unbelievable programs they have here coming up for the next hour. But Tony, let's send it back to you in the studio for an update on the forecast. Tony?
Hey, Chris, I know they know how to make a big splash. Great morning, fantastic Friday around our area, not just because it's Class Act Friday, but also because the warmth, we're inviting it back across our area. Take a look at the difference this time yesterday. You love to see orange on this map, positive numbers, so maybe a few less layers as we go through the day today. Live look outside, we're starting to see the clouds thin out. They were a big feature yesterday, but now we'll watch those clouds thin out, so brighter skies as we finish out the week too. Quick look at current temperatures across the area. Massapequa, you're 40 degrees. New Canaan in the mid-30s, still 30s north and west, but we have fewer 20s. Let me show you where we go from here. As we get the sun back out later today, those temperatures should manage to climb, believe it or not, near 60 degrees parts of our area. So we're talking numbers 10 to maybe 12 degrees warmer than we were yesterday. And Cindy, Mary, warm-up doesn't stop here. I'll take you through the weekend coming up.
Tony, thank you. 6:01, our top story, congestion pricing gets a reboot.
And months after the plan was put on hold, it is back, and it would start in January. Elijah Westbrook covers transportation for us. And Elijah, what's different with this version 2.0?
That's right, version 2.0. Well, the noticeable difference is the price reduction. Congestion pricing will now cost drivers $9 instead of the original $15 to drive below 60th Street. Now, the major development is sparking some mixed reaction this morning after Governor Hochul says congestion pricing will relaunch at the top of the new year. As we look ahead, the MTA board will have to formally vote on this new plan by next week. After that, we're told the state and the city must sign an agreement with transportation officials in the Biden administration before it's enacted. Now, you may recall several lawsuits have been filed for and against the plan. Among those suing is New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer, a Democrat who says he'll be joining New York Republicans in trying to kill the plan. But supporters say the tolling program will have beneficial results for the city's mass transit system.
I'll be damned if I'm going to stand around and let the MTA balance their mismanaged, out of control budget on the backs of hardworking Jersey families.
I think that when people see, more elevators being installed in subway stations, newer signals that allow the trains to run more frequently, even for folks who are driving when they're dealing with less traffic driving into the CBD, I think that once people see those benefits, they'll get it, that it's worth the cost.
Now, Governor Hochul says car owners who are enrolled in the low-income discount plan who make less than $50,000 a year will be eligible for a 50% discount after their 10th toll of the month. The $9 rate will also be lower during off-peak hours to encourage overnight deliveries. Now, the overhead license plate scanners, you see them all around the city, well, they need to be tested before a start date is officially set, but the governor hopes it can go into effect starting January 5th. Cindy, Mary.
Elijah, thank you. City's medical examiner will be back on the stand today when the Daniel Penny subway chokehold trial resumes in Lower Manhattan.
Her testimony comes after jurors got to watch Penny's police precinct interview. Christina Fan joins us live from outside the courtroom with more on what we can expect today. Christina.
Well, Cindy and Mary, today is the 7th day of witness testimony, and the medical examiner is expected to be the prosecution's final witness. Yesterday, jurors heard her testify about Jordan Neely's cause of death. They also saw, for the very first time, video of Daniel Penny's station house interrogation.
I kind of came like this.
Okay. Did you apply pressure, Daniel?
No, I wasn't. I just wanted to keep him from getting to people.
For the first time, jurors heard Daniel Penny in his own words, describing what happened on board an F train last May that resulted in Jordan Neely's death.
He's threatening people, and like I'm not confrontational, not a confrontational guy. In the Marine Corps, I felt the need to step in. Yeah. There's women and children on the train. I'm sure there's ladies there that will vouch for me.
The medical examiner testified Neely died from compression of the neck. Prosecutors argue Penny's intentions were good, but that he held the chokehold for far too long. They called Joseph Kaballer, Penny's Marine Corps martial arts instructor, to the stand, who said that during training, warnings are given not to hold a choke longer than 5 seconds. And the prosecution says Penny ended up holding Neely in that chokehold for nearly 6 minutes, but the defense argues that strong force was not applied during the duration of that entire incident. Reporting live from Lower Manhattan, Christina Fan, CBS News, New York.
Christina, thank you. A Yonkers high school student is now in stable condition after school officials say a freshman stabbed a senior with a knife during a fight. The 17-year-old victim was stabbed in a hallway on Thursday morning at Charles E. Gorton High School. The school, which has metal detectors, was then placed in a temporary lockdown. The 14-year-old suspect was taken into custody, and Yonkers police say they have recovered the knife used in the stabbing.
6:05 right now. New developments in the Jennings Creek wildfire. The New Jersey Forest Fire Service says the fire that has scorched about 5,000 acres is now 75% contained in New Jersey. In New York, it's 69% contained. Thursday, the New York Army National Guard deployed 4 helicopters, dropping 170,000 gallons of water. Firefighters also use fire to fight fire as a way to burn off dry brush and branches that fuel the flames. Right now, no structures are at risk.
Officials at a Queens recreation center are pleading for help, saying that the facility has no heat and they have leaky ceilings. Kids at the Roy Wilkins Rec Center in Jamaica are wearing coats to stay warm. The Southern Queens Park Association runs the after-school programs and says this will be the second year with no heat. They also say the bathroom has been out of order for months.
2 weeks away from Thanksgiving and the heat's still not working?
We were all bundled up. We all had our jackets on.
The City Parks Department is responsible for maintaining the facility. A spokesperson says they're working to fix the heating problem and hope to have it resolved soon. And meteorologist Tony Sadico is in our virtual studio. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Cindy. We're making progress in our weather. One of the progress you can see is right now. Still about 40 minutes or so till sunrise, but now clouds are starting to go away. That's going to make the difference in getting those temperatures up out of the 40s like we saw yesterday. How about upper 50s, low 60s? Sunshine into the weekend. There is some rain to track beyond this, but it's not the only thing we're tracking. Come take a look at this. This is Tropical Storm Sarah. Big problem for parts of Central America. It's slowing down, flash flooding. The question is, where does it go from here? We'll dive into that in your full First Alert forecast. But first, Guy Stanier is tracking your First Alert traffic. Happy Friday, Guy.
Happy Friday, Tony. We're going to start in the Bronx. We have a crash that has all lanes closed on the eastbound Bruckner at White Plains Road. Delays are back to the Bronx River Parkway. Eastbound traffic is being pushed off at White Plains Road. Also in the Bronx, we have a crash. 2 lanes are closed on the southbound Major Deegan at 225th Street. Delays there are back past Van Cortlandt Park. Alternate side parking is in effect today citywide. Mary and Cindy, back to you.
Guy, thank you. 6:08, it is Class Act Friday. We're live from Morristown High School in New Jersey.
Let's send it out to Chris Wragge. Good morning, Chris.
Ladies, good morning, too. I want you to see the Motown Steppers right here. This school, Morristown High School in New Jersey. So many great programs. We're going to talk about all of it coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Let's go. Show me. Let's see what you got. Back to CBS News New York on this Friday, November 15th. It is a Class Act Friday, as you can see and hear, and we are live at Morristown High School in Morristown, New Jersey. Boy, I tell you, I have had a chance to spend a lot of time with these kids. Service, community, diversity. That's what this place is all about. That's what it means to be a colonial. The energy is so awesome here. This is hands down our biggest and best Class Act yet. Ladies, back to you in the studio. But man, is this exciting out here.
Thank you very much. All right, an apparent case of insurance fraud is almost too much to bear.
California officials arrested 4 people for filing insurance claims involving a wild bear damaging the inside of 3 cars. Take a look at this. For one of the claims, they submitted this video as evidence. But look closely, officials say that bear is actually a person in a costume.
Whoever's inside that vehicle is not moving like a bear. It's moving like a human. And then, of course, opening the door and getting inside the vehicle, that is highly suspect and questionable.
Police say they found the bear costume in the suspect's home. There it is right there. All right, let's get you to the first alert forecast and bring in Tony Sadiku as we head for a warm-up this weekend.
Yeah, this not too much to bear, Mary. That's a pretty impressive costume. I don't know about that. 41, chilly trip out there on the morning commute. It's all green lights. Weather-wise, we're good. Mid-50s, smooth sailing. You know, it's interesting because we're talking about this low-pressure system that got oh so close. A lot of the energy pulling to the south, but I've been watching the radar really quickly, and it's some of the moisture's trying to work in here. The air's cold enough, but you know the air is so dry, so it's a tall task for any of this to reach the ground. We know we need rain. Red flag warnings up for today. Parts of Connecticut, everybody under red flag conditions. Here's why. The winds are going to start to ramp up as we go through time, and they're going to be elevated during the day tomorrow. All right, I mentioned Sarah earlier. This is a tropical storm, unfortunately, for Honduras, for Guatemala, for Belize. It's slowing down, so flash flooding, heavy rain, mudslides, all part of a risk. And because it spends a lot of time over land, thankfully it doesn't really ramp up as it moves in the Gulf of Mexico, so likely spares Florida down the road. When we look at our 7-day, looking for rain, there's a slight chance on Monday, but there's a better chance, Cindy and Mary, by Thursday.
All right, Tony, thank you so much. And it's a Class Act Friday around here all morning long. We've been live from Morristown High School in Morris County, New Jersey. Hundreds of students and staff are up really early with us.
Oh my gosh, and they are loud. We can feel the excitement from here. Let's take it out to our Chris Wragge. Good morning, Chris.
I'm glad you can feel it because we're checking the Richter scale here. It is loud here in Morristown, but it is great. We've talked about it, diversity, equity, inclusion, 3 primary tenets of this school, and they've been practicing it for well over 50 years. As a matter of fact, this is the first high school that had a court mandate for racial diversification over 50 years ago. It's something they practice here each and every day, and they've made it work, and they are nationally recognized for it.
You're coming into the best high school in the state of New Jersey by far.
Morristown High School serves a diverse population of over 1,900 students. The New York Times ranked Morristown High tops in the model of achieving successful racial integration. Roughly half the students are Spanish-speaking, and the curriculum reflects it.
And being that so many students are trying to learn Spanish and other students are trying to learn English, it really is such a wasted opportunity for language exchange. Yeah. So what Intercambios offers is an opportunity for people to come and practice their language skills in a totally authentic way, you know, no conjugation charts, and people actually forge relationships that they might not have done otherwise because they didn't have any class overlap.
This club, Intercambios, means exchange. And not only is it extremely popular, but it allows a free-flowing exchange of cultures and ideas, leading to lasting friendships.
It's not like other clubs. You come into the room and you really feel like it's a safe place. You can come here, eat food, you know, you play games. It's really exciting, and it's not like one of those things that you're not excited to come to. Like every single Wednesday, I'm really excited to be here.
At home, I speak Spanish a lot, but at school, I mostly speak English with students. So I was just really trying to become better at Spanish because I usually only speak it with my mom, never with like kids my actual age. So I just wanted to get to experience that.
Morristown High School addressed diversity head-on immediately following the Supreme Court's Brown versus Board of Education decision over 70 years ago. The Morris School District answered that call with a model example of diversification.
Being a student here, I really value inclusion and diversity in that sense of community. And I feel like I really have that here at Morristown, not just in SGO, but just in our classrooms and our student body itself.
We have a very diverse community at this high school.